These whispered lessons shown on this channel. If I had known.
If I had known that beauty can open doors but also hide dangers. If I had known that beauty can open doors but also hide dangers, I would have guarded my heart more carefully. There was once a young woman who was admired by everyone around her. Her beauty made her stand out wherever she went. People turned their heads when she passed, friends complimented her endlessly, and strangers often tried to approach her just to talk to her. She became known not only in her neighborhood, but also among young men in nearby towns. At first, she enjoyed the attention. It made her feel special, chosen, and powerful. Slowly, she began to believe that her beauty was her greatest asset in life. She started valuing it more than anything else, more than her dreams, more than her education, and even more than her personal boundaries. She would often look in the mirror and smile to herself, thinking that life would always be easy for someone like her. People told her she did not need to struggle like others, that her beauty would open all doors. And she believed them. But what she did not understand was that not every open door leads to safety. As time went on, admiration slowly changed into something deeper and more complicated. Attention turned into pressure. Some people genuinely liked her, but others only saw her outward appearance. They did not care about her future, her emotions, or her dreams. They only wanted to be close to her for temporary satisfaction. She was not emotionally prepared for this world of mixed intentions. Yet she mistook attention for love. She mistook compliments for commitment. She mistook desire for care. Because she longed to feel loved and accepted, she started entering into relationships that were not stable. Each new connection felt exciting at first, like a way to escape loneliness. But after a short time, emptiness always returned. Still, she told herself she was in control. She believed she could stop anytime she wanted. But emotions are not always easy to control when the heart is confused. One relationship became another, and then another. None of them lasted. Each time someone left, she felt more broken than before, even though she never openly showed it. On the outside, she remained the beautiful, confident girl everyone admired. But on the inside, she was slowly losing parts of herself. Eventually, she faced situations she was not prepared for. Unplanned pregnancies came into her life like sudden storms. Confused, afraid, and without proper guidance, she made difficult decisions that left her emotionally drained. After each experience, she promised herself, "Never again. I will be more careful." But promises made in pain are sometimes broken by silence and confusion. The cycle repeated more than once. And with each repetition, her heart became heavier. She stopped talking about her struggles. She stopped trusting easily. And slowly, she began to feel like she was living a double life. One that everyone admired, and one that only she truly understood. Years passed. The young woman matured into adulthood. The attention she once received for her beauty began to change. Some people admired her less, while others simply moved on with their lives. Beauty that once felt like power now felt like something fading and fragile. It was during this period that she met a man who was different from the others. He did not approach her because of rumors or appearance alone. He took time to know her personality, her thoughts, and her dreams. He listened when she spoke. He respected her silence when she needed space. Slowly, something genuine began to grow between them. For the first time in many years, she experienced something stable, something she had long forgotten. It was not excitement. It was not pressure. It was peace. He loved her sincerely, and she loved him back with a heart that had been through storms. After a period of understanding, they decided to get married. She believed she had finally reached a new chapter of life. A fresh start. A second chance. Marriage brought her comfort she had never truly known before. She had someone who stayed, someone who cared, someone who chose her every day without conditions. At times, she would sit quietly and think, maybe this is what real love was supposed to feel like all along. But life has a way of revealing truths that remain hidden for years. When they began planning for a family, medical challenges appeared. After several tests and consultations, the doctor delivered a heartbreaking explanation. Due to complications resulting from her past reproductive history and repeated procedures, she could no longer conceive. The words did not just enter her ears, they broke something deep inside her. She did not cry immediately. She simply sat still, trying to understand what had just been said. It was not just about motherhood. It was about time, choices, and consequences she never fully understood when she was younger. That night, she returned home in silence. The house felt different. Even her reflection in the mirror felt unfamiliar. For the first time, she did not see beauty. She saw memories. She saw decisions. She saw time she could never get back. In the days that followed, her thoughts became heavy. Even though her husband remained loving and supportive, she struggled within herself. She often sat alone in quiet moments, replaying her past. And in those silent reflections, her heart spoke words she had never dared to say aloud. If I had known that beauty fades, but consequences remain. If I had known that not every attention is love. If I had known that some decisions cannot be undone. She would pause, tears forming in her eyes, then continue. I would have chosen patience over pressure. I would have chosen self-respect over validation. I would have chosen understanding over confusion. I would have chosen to wait for true love rather than rush into temporary comfort. Most of all, I would have protected my future self from the pain I did not yet understand. Her husband never left her side. His love remained steady, even in pain. But even love cannot always erase regret. She learned that forgiveness from others can come more easily than forgiveness of oneself. Over time, she began to rebuild her life emotionally. She found strength in accepting her past rather than hiding from it. She started speaking to young women in her community, not to expose herself, but to help others understand what she had learned too late. She became a voice of caution, reflection, and wisdom. Lesson and advice.
Welcome to the space. Stories whispered, lessons shown.
Her story is not written to judge her, but to teach a truth that many ignore until it is too late. Beauty is temporary, but choices can have long-term consequences. True value is not in appearance, but in wisdom, self-control, and understanding your worth beyond attention. Advice. Do not confuse attention with love. Do not make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Learn to say no when pressure is stronger than your peace. Protect your future even when living in the present. Seek guidance before making life-changing choices. Understand that every action has consequences, even if they are not immediate. Because sometimes, the hardest words a person can ever say are, "If I had known." And the most powerful wisdom is learning before those words are ever needed. Thank you for choosing If I Had Known YouTube channel, where you find the life-changing stories. Stay tuned in and never miss the next episode.